truck. Is it they call it canter or truck?
Okay.
Yes, with bags of rice, sugar, everything, and so on, and they dropped to INEC with a card that these are compliments of so governor. They approached my PA. He didn't know how to approach me. Subsequently, they compelled him. He came and I said, return it to him. Tell him I don't accept this. He should never do that again. Of course, they took the thing away. I don't know whether the story went around. Nobody brought me any Christmas gift.
Not even a card.
No. So you see, unfortunately, the Nigerian politicians, the way I now understood them, if you yield an inch, they will pull a mile. And the best thing is right from the beginning, make it as a chairman of INEC, yes. I wasn't greedy because it's only greed that will make me start taking those. So the privileges I had was sufficient for my need.
To some people, it comes as a surprise that you were an INEC chairman, you were heading the electoral umpire here in Nigeria, and now you have crisscrossed and crossed over to, having a political party or being really, really very active in politics. Before now, you were a governing body, you were a gatekeeper. Now you've gone into the deep waters of politics and, you're swimming. I don't know if you're drowning. That's something you will tell us.
No, I'm not drowning.
So what informed that shift from being a gatekeeper to being, one of the participants, one of the key players in politics in Nigeria?
To be honest, my experience in INEC led me to make that decision. But I was careful in making it. For example, the law is very clear. You cannot be appointed chairman of INEC or national commissioner if you belong to a political party, if you are affiliated to a political party. I was never a member of any political party, but the law does not say that you cannot belong to a political party after you finished
your tenure.
My tenure. And in INEC, I saw the character and the disposition of our politicians, very reckless, very self-serving, and they are taking this country aground. And I felt that, look, people who think that they have something to contribute cannot sit and be onlookers. Because if everybody sits on the fence or says that politics is so dirty, I don't want to enter because I'm going to soil my cloth, it means you will leave the bad people to continue to have a field day. And the way they are going, unless some people come in to begin to help sanitize the process, they definitely give them time, they will wreck this country.
So what sets your party aside from the other political parties?
Because my party, which is the People's Redemption Party, is the oldest political party in Nigeria today. It was established by people like the late Malam Aminu Kano, who everybody knows are people of integrity, who are selfless in politics, who are projecting an ideology beneficial to the people. And we are not fixated on 2023. We are not, because we know Rome is not built in one day. And we know that the way things have been so bad for so long, you need a long vision of how to change things in this country.
Okay, you talked about Rome not being built in a day. Your party happens to be the oldest political party.
Yeah.
And it will seem it's not as popular as some of the other ones who came afterwards.
Yeah, even the other ones that came in, you have to define what popularity is. Because
for what it's worth, they have taken a shot at the number one position.
Yeah, but how did they do it? How did they do it? Through money, through manipulation of religion and ethnicity, through mobilization of ethnic and regional sentiments That's how they have done it.
So how are you going to change these dynamics? I mean, this narrative that has defined our political space.
That's what I'm saying. Through education, conscientization, mobilizing of people, identifying what is wrong from what is right. That is a long haul.
What do you think will change in this 2023? I mean, you have seen it from behind the scenes. You've seen it right there on the front stage, even at the center stage. What do you think would change apart from, this sensitization? Because from all indications, what has happened in recent times is that the young people are more integrated, more active in the political process. For what is worth, they go to register and get their PVC. But it doesn't stop there. What do you think will change? What do you think will change that will crystallize into good governance from 2023?
I believe that by 2023, we will begin to see remarkable changes, not only in the way in which young people participate. By the way, until now, young people were actually refusing to register to vote. But you can see that during this phase of continuous voter registration for the preparations for the 2023 general elections, more young people came out. In fact, many, unfortunately, were caught up by the deadline established by INEC. So it means increasingly young people are realizing that unless they become actively engaged, not just on social media, but physically to turn out and vote in spite of all the frustrations, I think it's a very positive thing that is happening, and it will translate in terms of the kind of people who are elected. More young people are likely to be elected, and the better people, not only better educated, but most likely more responsible people. What is clear is that the old way of doing things has to change.
Now let's look into the future. What are your projections? What is next for you as an individual and, of course, a political figure, and maybe other endeavors that you...
Well, what is next for me is to keep on doing what I have been doing. I teach political science when we are not on strike.
By the way, he's one of my lecturers.
I thank God for his mercy and blessings that I have some knowledge I can impart. I can guide young ones, so but if you expect me to contest for office, for example, I will have to think a lot. I will have to do an assessment. All these people I'm seeing, how am I better than them before I can offer myself, to contest for an office? If there are younger people, healthier people, more competent people, more energetic people that can probably do things better than me, why should I want to compete with them? I don't know whether you get my point.
Yeah, I do. I'm looking at you now, while you're talking. I'm looking at you and something comes to mind, Yes, you're tough. You're very determined. You're focused. And you're not one to be pushed around. But there must be a button that people can press that really gets to you. What would that be?
I don't know. Frankly, I don't know. I don't know. I don't feel any button on me. Yes, but look, I am not a lone ranger, and I listen to people. I listen to advice. In that context, frankly, I will not rule out contributing much more than I have contributed to this country with my energy, with my passion, competence, and capacity. I won't rule it out, Only God knows best. But I am not desperate. I'm contented. I am happy doing what I'm doing now, you know, and so I am not in the grain of what is the word? Is it in the normal? I'm not your typical Nigerian politician.
They say the people deserve the leadership they get. Is it for want of not making the right choice in terms of getting good leadership, or the system itself is set against the people? One. Then on the other side, you look at, they say some leaders are made, some are born. Have we really, as a people, examined ourselves, such that we're able to make those right choices in terms of getting leadership right, so that followership can, key in, and then we can have a holistic growth, development, and advancement as a nation?
No, you see, the best model of leadership is leadership by example. Regrettably, in Nigeria, we have people who are just looking for positions, mostly for self-serving objectives. And either they may have the experience, but they may lack the competence and the capacity. And they spend a lot of their time trying to get to the position without preparing for what they will do when they get that position. And that has been the bane of leadership in our country.
So this political identity, which is, of course, resting on the tripod of religion, ethnicity, and then maybe other affiliations. How do we change this political culture such that, it reflects on the political identity that we've had over the years?
The best political identity for Nigerians is to believe that they are citizens of Nigeria with guarantees, constitutional guarantees of their rights and obligations.
Where do we start from?
You start from having good leaders who will not be selfish or self-centered, or who will not mobilize religion and ethnicity and regionalism for their selfish interests, because that's what is happening. The key point I want to emphasize, we have to keep hope alive. We
only know this black and white aspect of Professor Atahiru Jega. Is there a colored aspect to him? I mean, because you come across as one who is very straight-jacketed. Can you surprise us with some of the other things that you do that will wow the audience, that can be associated with you?
I'm just a simple man doing simple things.
I've heard that before.
To the best of my ability.
I've heard that before.
So I don't know what else
any
to
extracurricular activity, any sports, you read, I mean, how do you spend your pastime?
I read a lot, I walk, and I swim, and I hike when it is secure to hike. So, I'm just your regular kind of guy.
And you seem to... Is anybody in the family that is taking after you? Are you grooming anybody, to wear this big shoe that you are really carving for yourself?
No, I teach my children to be self-assertive.
Anybody, any of them modeling themselves towards you that you can see?
I don't know. I don't sit and assess them on the basis of whether they are
any one of them interested in politics?
I don't know. I know that at least I have one of them who studied political science and made a 2-1.
If it's not politics, if it's not teaching, what else would have been?
Farming.
Farming?
Yes.
Are you a farmer right now?
After I finished INEC, I had wanted to retire in my village to do farming and then maybe do part-time teaching in a university close to my village. But man proposes and God disposes.
And so we wish you all the very best.
Thank you so very much. I normally like simple questions, not complex questions. They are the right questions to ask. Some I may not have been well prepared to answer, but I commend you for asking the right questions.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And so on that note, I want to say thank you for letting us into your home, because I'm sure very few people will come this far,
That's true.
you know, to talk to Professor Atahiru Jega.
Yes.
I mean, we see you on the outside. You're always at podiums, foral, and all of that, but not in your home.
Yeah.
But thank you so much for opening your doors to us, a conversation with history. And it's actually been a jolly good ride.
Thank
I
you.
mean, you've given Nigerians very insightful ideas. It's enough, you know, for food for thought for a lot of people who are looking at 2023 in the eye and say, okay, what do we do differently?
Basically, I want to say that we must keep hope alive. I'm repeating myself, but we can't lose hope on Nigeria. We must keep on working very hard and very seriously too, in order to bring changes to our politics and our governance.
If I may ask, what's your favorite quotation?
I can't remember anything.
Okay, which philosophical statement, you know, speaks to you as a person, you know, and has guided you all your life?
Okay, let me say this. I don't know how you're going to do it. You posed a question that I haven't thought about. So, but one of my favorite quotes has to do with, come on, why is this? I can create a quote for you.
Okay, anyone, even from you. It may not necessarily be from anybody else, but from you.
Okay, yes. Yeah. One of my students, who unfortunately we lost some years back, but very intelligent, very brilliant, who went to do his PhD at Oxford University, made a first class in my department, late Tajuddin Abdurrahim, became the Secretary General of the Pan-African Congress. And he popularized a phrase, organize, don't agonize. Organize, don't agonize. I think what has been happening is that many people spend so much of their precious time agonizing over what is happening in our country. Very few of us devote our time and energy to organizing for positive changes. So I would want to end by saying, let us all devote our times and energy to organizing for credible politics in our country and not just agonizing over our challenges.
Thank you very much.
The program is great, and frankly, I want to urge you, I commend you, as I have said earlier on, and I urge you to keep up the good work. You have to keep Nigerians informed. Those who participate in the program shouldn't get it into our heads that we have made history, but that rather we are contributors to making good history in our country. So well done. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And so on that note, I want to say thank you so much for being part of Conversation with History.
Thank you very much.
We've thoroughly enjoyed our stay, and we've at least gained one or two things from this whole conversation.
Thank you very much.
And so on that note, I want to say thank you for being part of this week's edition of Conversation with History. Until next time, when we come your way with another interesting guest, it's been Conversation with History. And like I'd always say, be kind to one another and stay well.
Hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch ATA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet, and phone. Log on visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAI. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.